Devout worshippers will come inside the monastery and place spoonfuls of vegetable fat in lamps to keep the sacred flames burning. Worshippers still make the traditional clockwise round around the temples, spinning their handheld prayer wheels with each step. Every morning, a lot of the local people, both young and old, they come to this place right here and spin these prayer wheels. Now they're called so because inside there are the scriptures, and spinning them clockwise is like reading the prayers. Now some people decide to just push these along. Others also have a little handheld prayer wheel which they spin. And still others, they bow down on their hands and knees like this and prostrate. And over here, you can find these mani stones. There's almost millions of them, all layered up, each one with a blessing. That's a whole lot of stones. Just east of Jiegu Monastery, there's a place that's considered miraculous, a mani stone compound. This is the world's largest collection of hand-carved prayer stones, more than 2 billion of them all told, piled on an area bigger than a football field. It was all started by the living Buddha Jiana. Inscribed on the stones are Buddhist carvings and the 6-word mantra. Now the number of stones continues to grow, since pilgrims, having circled the pile, sometimes add a stone or two. Young and old, pilgrims are seen walking around here day after day. The most exciting time of year in Yushu is late July. That's when the horse racing festival is held. On the grasslands, tents brighten up the scene, like stars covering the sky. People come from all over the world to take part in the celebrations. The local nomadic people camp out with their families, making the festival a great family gathering. But the highlight of the event, of course, is racing, and people bring their finest horses. Hey, buddy. Such a good boy. Are you gonna be in the racing? You gonna take home the championship? And you see, this is a typical family that's been out here, and they're going to be out here for around 5 days or so to enjoy the festivities. And every member has come along, the grandparents, the kids, and the grandchildren. You see, this is my favorite item in the entire tent. It's the most valued item, and it's believed that it's been passed down from generation to generation, so its history could be over 100 years. 这个我能可以看看吗？可以看看吗？ Gotta be careful. This is very religious and very holy item. It's called a prayer wheel, and it's spun like this in this manner, and inside are the Buddhist scriptures. It's believed that every time you spin it once, it's like reading the scriptures. Just proves how devoutly religious the people here are, doing this all day long. There are 2 types of tents, the black yarn ones and the white cloth ones. For the horse racing festival, people usually bring along the summertime white cloth tents. These are smaller, thinner, and more portable. On its outside, they're decorated with auspicious symbols or other religious signs. In fact, these mobile homes have become an art form in their own right. You see, here the weather is really cold at night and early in the morning, and really hot in the afternoon and also around noontime. So they wear these coats here and many layers, you see, and this part is made of, I think, wool, and it's very, very warm. But it's so complicated to put on that I don't think I could do this by myself. I need them to help me. During the festival, Tibetans dress in their finest. Since they are nomadic people, they carry their valuables with them, much of it in the form of jewelry or other accessories. Men and women alike wear their long hair and cover themselves in ornaments made of silver, gold, pearls, and jade. A Kamba woman, in her formal dress, can be wearing jewelry worth several 100,000, even 1,000,000 yuan. Yushu in Qinghai is known as the land of song and dance. Back in the 18th century, the living Buddha of the Jiegu Monastery created many of the dances. Making your sleeves sway is an important part of the dance. The sense of festivity is enhanced by the ringing of the foot bells, and the swinging of the sleeves makes them appear like they're swaying and swinging in the air. I see, this is the real Tibetan dance, and you see, the skill is all in the sleeves right here, and they swing it back and forth. And you see this spirit they have, it's very free will, just like the environment here. The horse racing festival is not an exclusive holiday for the Tibetans of Yushu. People come from Gansu, Tibet itself, and other parts of Qinghai, Yunnan, and Sichuan to take part in the festivities. Now, though they are all Tibetans, coming from different regions, they dress in a rich variety of costumes. But there are common features: the wide waist, long sleeves, long apron, and high boots. Also, the men and women are decked out in jewels and their most prized possessions. They're certainly not shy about displaying their wealth. Men and women together dance. But you see, it's the men who show off many of their moves. Tibetan men are agile dancers, and sometimes quite fierce. They incorporate aspects of their daily life into their movements, so their dancing gives us a hint of the rough, brave nature of Tibetan men. It's said Tibetans learn to dance as soon as they can toddle, and learn to sing as soon as they can gurgle. So here we are at the big finish line. This is where it all happens right now. You see all the contestants are getting ready to start their horses, and some of the contestants are even like little kids. They're like 11, 10 years old, ready on their horses because they're lightweight jockeys, right? And you see they're lined up, they're all dressed up, and the horses, I bet, are even nervous and excited. We'll see who the winner is. The highlight of the festival is the horse racing, of course, and it's common to see young children riding on horseback. They start learning to ride at an early age and rapidly become quite skilled. Many of the young riders dress in white, the color that is most holy, representing purity and loyalty. Qinghai is sparsely populated, but during the horse racing festival, the small town of Yushu is crowded with hordes of people wanting to witness the climax: the singing and dancing, the costume shows, and the horse racing. The festival is 5 days of fun and excitement. It's a time when Tibetans, in their own unique way, pray to the gods and entertain themselves as well. Horse racing here starts back more than 500 years. According to Tibetan legend, King Gesar was much admired for his horsemanship. Later, horse racing became a great spectacle when men showed off their courage. By tradition, Tibetans regard the horse as a symbol of good fortune, courage, and intelligence. By contrast, with the excitement of the horse race, the yak race is far more amusing. And they're off, but they're not horses, they're yaks. Because Yushu is actually the home of the yaks. And you see the guy in the front? Look how fast he's going, that yak. He's trained with a rider. Woohoo! Woohoo! The audience is going crazy. Much more exciting than a horse race. See, and most interesting is there's always one guy in the back who's sort of just taking his time, doing his thing. He's just rolling along, rolling. Hurry up, man! Dotted with black and white tents, the grassland roll endlessly into the distance. Mingling with the whispering wind are the sounds of racing horse hooves. There's the figure of a handsome and brave young man. Behind him is a Tibetan girl, her hair adorned with precious jewels, her face pure and bright. Onward they gallop, to where nobody knows. That is Qinghai. I think this is probably the most representative scenes here in Yushu. Amongst the grazing goats and the yaks and the mountains in the plateau, I think the Tibetans have it all. Well, thanks for watching Travelogue's Ethnic Minority Special, and I'm gonna go have some fun with my buddy. See you next time. Hey!